Why mechanics hate new cars and drive old ones instead. The average new car payment in America just crossed $745 a month. For that kind of money, a car should never break. But mechanics are watching the exact opposite happen. $30 parts that cost 8 hours of labor. Engines dying at 100,000 miles. Repair bills bigger than the car itself. And the mechanics who see all of this every day, they are quietly driving older cars on purpose. You are about to find out exactly why. Section 1. The wet belt trap. It is called a wet belt. Almost no driver in America has ever heard of it, and it might be the single worst engineering decision in modern car history. For decades, timing belts ran on the outside of the engine, sealed in a dry cover. A mechanic could replace one in 2 or 3 hours. It was a normal job. Nothing about it was a crisis. Then one day, a few engineers decided to do something nobody asked for. They moved the timing belt inside the engine, soaking in oil. Read that again. The timing belt. In oil. Ford put this design in the 1.0 and 1.5-liter EcoBoost engines. Those engines sit under the hood of the Ford Escape, the Ford Bronco Sport, the Ford Maverick, and several other popular vehicles on the road right now. Here's the problem. Oil and rubber were never meant to live together. The belt slowly breaks down. Tiny pieces of rubber float through the engine. Those pieces clog the oil pump, and when the oil pump cannot deliver oil, the engine starves itself to death. Some of these belts are failing at 60,000 miles. Some at even less. The labor bill alone can run several $1,000s, and in the worst cases, the engine is already destroyed by the time anyone figures out what happened. But the worst part is not the cost. It is that most owners have absolutely no idea their car even has a wet belt. They drive it like a normal engine. They follow the maintenance book. And by the time the truth shows up on a repair quote, the damage is already done. Section 2. The disappearing dipstick. Now picture this. You open the hood of your car to check the oil. There is no dipstick. That is not science fiction. That is the standard luxury car today. BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Audi, Land Rover, Jaguar. All of them have been selling vehicles with no dipstick for years. The official story is that an electronic sensor in the oil pan is more accurate than a yellow stick of metal. The real story is different. Without a dipstick, the driver is locked out. To check the oil, you have to start the engine, get it to operating temperature, dig through menus on the dashboard screen, and then sit there for 8 to 10 minutes while a sensor tries to figure out the answer. And only if that sensor is actually working, which on a lot of these cars, it is not. Here's where it gets ugly. Modern turbocharged engines are known to burn oil between services. A driver who cannot easily check the oil will run the engine low without ever knowing. And running a modern turbo engine low on oil destroys the turbocharger, scores the cylinder walls, and ends the engine. A part that used to cost nothing. A check that used to take 20 seconds. Gone. Replaced by a repair bill that can hit $10,000 or more. Section 3. The lifetime fluid lie. Walk into any modern dealership and you will hear the same phrase repeated over and over. Lifetime fluid. It sounds like a promise. It is closer to a trap. Most automatic transmissions today are sealed at the factory. No drain plug, no dipstick, no service interval listed anywhere in the owner manual. The driver is told the fluid will last the life of the car. But mechanics know exactly what lifetime really means. It means the lifetime of the warranty. After 8 years or 100,000 miles, that transmission is on its own. And by 120,000 miles, the fluid has broken down, the transmission starts slipping, and the next quote at the shop says $6,000, $8,000, or $12,000. The same trick is hiding in sealed differentials, sealed transfer cases, and even some sealed power steering systems. Drivers who never service these parts are usually shocked when the failure finally comes. Here is what every honest mechanic in America is telling people. Ignore the label. Drain the transmission every 60,000 miles. Service the differential. Treat sealed systems like they are not sealed. Because lifetime fluid is only designed to last one lifetime, the warranty. Section 4. The hidden labor trap. Here is where the cost story really starts to get crazy. Modern cars are full of small, simple parts that should be cheap to replace. They are not. Because of how they are buried inside the car, a $30 part can cost $2,000 to put in. Mechanics call it the hidden labor trap, and it is sitting in almost every new vehicle on the road. Start with the air conditioning. Behind your dashboard sits a small radiator-looking part called the evaporator. It costs about $100. To replace it, a mechanic has to pull the entire dashboard, the steering column, the airbags, and most of the wiring underneath. That is 8 to 15 hours of labor. The worst offenders include the Honda Pilot, the Honda Odyssey, the Toyota Highlander, the Ford Explorer, and several Volkswagen and Audi models. Final bill, $1,500 to $3,000 for a part the size of a small book. Next, the timing chain. For most of automotive history, the chain sat at the front of the engine where any mechanic could reach it. Then European engineers moved it to the back, right up against the firewall. Many BMW engines, several Audi engines, and a number of Volkswagen engines now have this layout. To replace the chain, a mechanic has to remove the transmission, sometimes drop the subframe, and on some configurations, pull the entire engine out of the car. A 6-hour job became a 3-day job. Repair quotes regularly land between $7,000 and $12,000. Then there are the small parts that should be $5 fixes. On many BMW and Mini Cooper engines, the crankcase ventilation valve, a tiny part that helps the engine breathe, is built directly into the valve cover. So to replace a $5 part, the mechanic has to pull the fuel lines, the injectors, and the intake manifold first. What used to be a 15-minute job is now 4 hours. Labor bill alone tops $600. The same trick repeats everywhere. Headlight bulbs that require pulling the front bumper. Spark plugs that require removing the intake manifold. Cabin air filters that hide behind the glove box. This is not bad engineering. This is engineered repair cost. Every shop in the country has noticed, and every customer pays for it. Section 5. The carbon choke. Now here is a problem hiding inside almost every new car on the road, and almost no driver knows it is there. In older cars, gasoline was sprayed in front of the engine valves. Every drop of fuel washed those valves clean. They stayed clean for the entire life of the car. In newer cars, the fuel is sprayed somewhere else. The valves never get rinsed, so they slowly get coated in a hard black gunk, year after year, until the engine starts to choke on its own dirt. By 80,000 miles, that gunk can be thick enough to actually block air from getting into the engine. The car starts hesitating, it loses power. The check engine light comes on, and the only way to fix it is for a mechanic to pull half the engine apart and physically blast the gunk off with crushed walnut shells. Yes, walnut shells. The bill runs $500 to $1,000. This is happening on almost every popular new car built in the last 15 years. BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, Ford EcoBoost, Hyundai, Kia, Mazda, and no manufacturer warns the buyer it is coming. If you want to catch this kind of trouble early, the cheapest way is a small diagnostic scanner that plugs into the port under your dashboard. The one most mechanics keep on hand is the FixD scanner, and the link to the same one used in shops is in the description below. Section 6. The $1,000 headlight. Now think about something you have probably done before. Changing a headlight bulb. $10, 5 minutes. Anyone could do it in the auto parts store parking lot. That world is gone too. A modern headlight is no longer a bulb. It is a sealed assembly. Adaptive LEDs, leveling motors, automatic high beams, matrix lighting. The whole thing is glued together at the factory. The bulb is not even replaceable. The driver replaces the entire headlight. The price tag is brutal. A single headlight on a late-model luxury car can run between $2,000 and $5,000. Some BMW, Mercedes, and Audi headlights cross $7,000 on their own, and installing them often means pulling the front bumper off the car first. And here's the kicker. Some of these headlights actually have to be programmed into the vehicle with manufacturer software before they will even turn on. That means a dealership visit. That means another bill from the only place in town with the right scan tool. So a small piece of road debris cracks the corner of a headlight lens on a 6-year-old car. And just like that, the driver is staring at a $4,000 repair. The same crack on a vehicle from 2005 was a $40 lens at the parts store. Mechanics see this every single week. And every single week, somebody loses their mind when they hear the quote. Section 7. The throwaway engine. Now here is the section that breaks every mechanic's heart. Shops have started calling them throwaway engines. In the past, when an engine died, there was always a way out. A used engine from a salvage yard, maybe $1,000. A rebuilt engine with a warranty, around $2,000. The car was back on the road in a week and ready for another decade. Those days are gone. Modern engines are stuffed with so many sensors and electronic modules that a used engine from a junkyard often will not even communicate with the car when you install it. The engine has to be coded to the car. Salvage yards are having trouble selling these engines at all because nobody wants the warranty risk. A rebuilt modern engine can now cost $8,000, $10,000, even $15,000. And labor adds another $4,000 on top of that. Now picture the math. A 6-year-old car with a failed engine is often worth less than the cost of replacing the engine. Mechanics have to deliver the worst possible news to a customer standing in the lobby. The car is not worth fixing. The driver still owes money on the loan, and there is no good road forward. This is why the term throwaway car keeps showing up in repair shops, built to last as long as the loan, and not much longer than that. Section 8. What mechanics actually drive? So after all of this, here is the part almost no buyer at a new car dealership ever realizes. The mechanics who see every one of these failures every single day are not buying any of these cars for themselves. Walk through the parking lot of any independent shop in America. The technicians are driving older Toyota trucks, older Honda sedans, older Ford F-150 pickups built before the wet belt era, older Chevrolet trucks with the simple small block V8, older Lexus sedans built like vaults. There is a reason behind every one of those choices. These cars use older fuel systems, so no carbon gunk problem. They have timing chains in the front, where they belong. They have separate parts, not sealed assemblies. They have dipsticks. They have transmission drain plugs. They have headlights that take a $10 bulb. They have engines any mechanic in any shop can fix without a special computer. A mechanic with 20 years of experience will usually tell you the same thing. The best car you can own is the one that was built before manufacturers started designing against the owner. That sweet spot usually lands somewhere between the late 1990s and the early 2010s, depending on the model. The cheapest car to own over time is almost never the new one in the showroom. It is the older one sitting in the mechanic's driveway. And once you understand what is hiding inside those shiny new vehicles on the lot, the choice gets a lot easier. So here's the truth nobody at the dealership will say out loud. New vehicles are designed to be replaced, not repaired. They are built to last about as long as the loan. To be fair, not every new car is bad. Some still hold up well. Technology itself is not the enemy. The real enemy is repairability, and modern cars are losing that fight on every single front. The mechanic in the local shop is not a pessimist. The mechanic is a witness, and what mechanics watch every day in their service. Bays is the reason most of them quietly drive vehicles built 15 or 20 years ago. A driver who wants to spend less, fix less, and worry less should listen to the people who actually fix these cars for a living. Drive something simple. Drive something serviceable. Drive something that was built before the engineers stopped caring who would have to fix it later. That is the secret mechanics have known all along, and now you know it too.